The Cebu provincial government recently hosted a provincial water summit that aims to raise awareness on the effects of El Niño and to find ways to address this weather condition. The summit, which was organized by the Provincial Environment and Natural Resources Office or PENRO, also became the venue to discuss the proposed ordinance for the creation of the Provincial Water Resources Authority. At least 80 representatives from Cebu's local government units and civil society organizations attended the activity held last Thursday, April 4. PENRO Chief Rodel Buntuyan said the summit was held in line with the celebration of the World Water Day on March 22. Baltasar Tribunalo, Chief of the Cebu Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office or PDRRMO, and one of the speakers provided updates on the damage on agriculture, livestock, and marine life caused by El Niño. He also reported an increased presence of a coral predator called crown of thorns starfish, local known as tapag, in the 50 marine protected areas or MPAs. As of April 4, a total of 29 LGUs submitted reports to the PDRRMO on the El Niño effects in their localities. The towns of Inatilan, Minglanilla, Sambuan, and Sogod, and Carcar City already declared their respective localities under a state of calamity. With this, a total of 1,192 farmers and fishers from 17 LGUs submitted insurance claims from the Philippine Crop Insurance Corporation due to damages and losses. As to the fisheries, the PDRRMO recorded a significant decrease on fish catch in the province, while a fish kill and aquaculture livestock, specifically bangus, was reported in Cordova.
Grabe kay pagkadaghan sa mga dapag. Mana nga karon maunay gitanaw nga unsaon pa na nato nga makuha na no. Ang ubang mga isla, ubang mga grupo sa mga mananagat ila ginagwaon. Ang uban gani maghayaw og mga divers no para makuha na siya. So that is one of the impacts or effects sa sobrang kainit ngadto sa atong mga mananagat. Ang ato pong inland or fresh water no na fish no. Grabe po kay ubas man ang atong nag-ubas man na sila, so tahan po lang ato ang mga pan no kanang nagsalig sa presko nga tubig nga isda no.
The fishermen also cannot spend a longer time to fish during daytime, which greatly affected their source of living. Due to the unusual heat, Tribunalo said that crown of thorns, a coral-eating starfish, are now damaging the corals of the different marine protected areas. The presence of these coral predators were spotted in Malboal, Tabugon, Camotes Island, Bantayan Island, Cordova, Dalaget, Argao, Santander, Sambuan, San Remigio, Tuburan, Oslob, Carmen, and Talisay City. At least 350 hectares of guso, a Visayan term for a local seaweed, were damaged, amounting to 28 million pesos. Based on the PDRRMO data, there were 12 swines suffered heat stroke, another 4 suffered pneumonia, and 2 cattle have died. The damage was pegged at 226,000 pesos. Water levels in some rivers as well as deep wells have also reduced by 50%, Tribunalo said. He said some local government units already enforced water rationing, particularly in upland barangays. Initially, the PDRRMO chief said that 25 million pesos of the 59 million quick response fund will be used in the proposed immediate interventions. Of this amount, 3 million will be spent to purchase assorted seeds, rice, and vegetables, another 3 million for food items, 1.1 million for the water tanks, and 1 million for the cash or food for work program. The rest of the amount will be used to buy tilapia or bangus fingerlings, tilapia feeds, water pumps, water pipes, and plastic drums. To date, the PDRRMO distributed 558 plastic drums with 200-liter capacity to Balamban, Badjan, Tuburan, Carmen, Dumanhog, San Francisco, Kinatarkan Island in Santa Fe, Dalaget, and cities of Talisay and Toledo. Tribunalo said the amount needed for the interventions will increase as the need arises. Cebu South Bus Terminal Operations Manager Jonathan Joy Tumulak said they are ready for the over 450,000 passengers that will flock the terminal for a ride to visit their hometowns starting Wednesday next week in observance of the Holy Week. Tumulak said that starting Monday, April 15, passengers can expect tighter security rules to be implemented at the terminal. He also requested for augmentation force from the Cebu Provincial Police Office. Cebu Governor Hilario P. Davide III is set to inspect the CSBT next week to ensure that passengers will have a safe and orderly travel this Lent season. He said he asked the Cebu Provincial Government for additional personnel to help man the inspection lanes and assistance booths. On Wednesday, April 17, CSBT will shift into 24-hour operation to cater those who are planning to go home after their work. Tumulak reminded passengers on the security procedures at the terminal, including the open bag policy and the banning of guns, bladed weapons, butane containers, and firecrackers. Priority lanes for persons with disabilities, pregnant women, senior citizens, passengers with infants up to 1 year old are also in effect, Tumulak said. He said that the management will also provide boarding priority for hospital patients and sickly passengers. Portable toilets and railings are also expected to arrive next week following his request from the Cebu City government. These will provide additional comfort to the increasing number of passengers and for an orderly dispatch of commuters, Tumulak added. During the observance of the Holy Wednesday last year, the CSBT recorded 41,000 passengers who drove down to towns in Cebu province, including those going to the neighboring districts in Negros and Dumaguete City. Along with a growing number of passengers, Tumulak said that they are also expecting a shortage of commercial buses, especially those plying the southern routes. Tumulak, who also served as the capital's traffic management officer, said that aside from preparing for the influx of travelers, they are also coordinating with local government units to send a standby vehicle intended for stranded passengers. As of Thursday, April 11, the towns of Uslop and Dumanhog pledged to deploy their Suroy-Suroy buses for their stranded constituents. These buses will be posted in Virama parking area in Cebu City from Monday up to Friday next week. Tumulak said that the CSBT will still enforce the same policy recommended by the National Transport Security Board last year, where LGU-sponsored vehicles are not allowed to pick up passengers along the national highway to prevent hail and ride stops that oftentimes causes injury and road accidents among passengers. LGU vehicles are also mandated to prioritize persons with disabilities, pregnant women, senior citizens, and those with infant, Tumulak said. Last year, passengers from Usluptan were only allowed to board on vehicles sent by their LGU. In consideration of the election this coming May 13, Tumulak assured that the LGU-sponsored vehicles will not be utilized to draw voters. The Cebu Provincial Government on Monday, March 18, received a recognition award from the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation or Philhealth for being the second highest number of enrollment with no arrears and on-time payment from calendar year 2016 to 2018 under the sponsored program. Philhealth Vice President Member Management Group Dr. Francisco Soria Jr. sent a letter of invitation addressed to Cebu Governor Hilario P. Davide III to attend the stakeholders recognition at Crown Plaza Manila Galleria in Quezon City. Due to prior appointments, Davide sent Provincial Health Officer Dr. Rene Catan to receive the award from the insurance agency. The stakeholders recognition is part of the major highlights of the Healthcare Financing Summit organized by Philhealth. Cebu Province was recognized for its continued support in the implementation of the National Health Insurance Program or NHIP. Catan said the recognition is a living testimony that health services has been given full attention and efforts by the Davide Magpali administration. Catan said that the free health services provided by the capital is an affirmation of its faithful compliance to on-time payments required by Philhealth. He said that the capital was able to provide these free health services to its constituents because of its performance with the Philhealth. Catan shared that even before the Universal Healthcare Law was passed, the Cebu Provincial Government already offered free billing to its constituents.